Pirato, say now who born you, now who get to you, now who born this African queen from a when I look at you, girl, I feel so good.
Hi and welcome to Kedu Africa with Ijoma Ogudere. You know how in Kedu Africa we follow African cultures wherever they go to? So this day we met with the founder of the African Marketplace, my big brother Ra. So you're welcome to the studio, brother Ra.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how was your day like? Did you have a beautiful
day? It was a
day?
long day. You know, today was a market day. So I've been down there since a little after 8 o'clock.
Oh my God.
And it's almost 8 o'clock again. So that's like almost 12 hours. So it was a good market too.
Okay, good. So African place all the way here in California, like, Africa is like thousand miles away. And then you decided to come up with this African Marketplace. Why here in Sacramento?
Well, it was out of a need. I look at it like we're the Africans that's here in America. So we needed a place where we could come together and have conversations about who we are and our culture, our history. And it's like, I look at the African Marketplace as a place to recharge ourselves. So that's pretty much what was part of the motivation of getting it started.
Okay, that's what inspires you to start this African Marketplace.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. Ever since you started, like, what are the challenges? I mean, or what? Let's say, what are the things that keeps you going?
Well, when I look at the condition of my people here in the United States, how we are, that we're out here kind of, lost and confused. We don't have a lot of businesses that are African-centered. And so when you see things like that, that's a need. So I learned that if you have a need, you have to build it and make it happen. So that's pretty much what it was. And what keeps me motivated is when I see the smiling faces of the people that comes in and out of the market. The vendors that come in there, they're happy, they're making money. The people come in and they're just the high energy. It's exciting.
Yes, we Africans and we are proud. Anyway, before I go into all the interviews and all the stuff, I really want to know something. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself, like growing up, and all that?
Yeah. Well, I'm from. I always say that I was made in Oakland and born in San Francisco. So I've been out here most of my life. And I've done work in the motivational industry. I used to go out to the high schools and colleges and do workshops and motivational presentations. And then I became a general contractor. I started doing contracting work, and I'm still a general contractor. That's what I do. And I teach the youth that work for me how to go out and become contractors too. So I got about 5 contractors that I put out on the streets. How I ended up getting to let me back up. I started the Sankofa program, and we ran that for 2 years in the same building where we're holding the market. And so in the Sankofa program, we had conversations about who we are, our history, and things that we've lost, and we started getting into these heavy conversations. And so what came out of it, everybody started getting excited, because they was having these conversations every week, and then they'll say, we got to start doing something. And then somebody said, well, we need to start a business. So I decided that I would ask the owner if we could maybe have a little market in his building, and he went along with it. And that's how we actually started the market. So, yeah. Okay,
that's interesting. So have you ever thought of visiting Africa one day? Have you ever been to Africa?
It's on my hit list. I got a friend named Jerry. She's on my case because she goes to Ghana every year. She does a tour, and she's saying, when you coming, when you coming? So I finally got my passport. I got that together. And my wife is on board now, because first my wife didn't want to come.
Really?
But yeah, she's ready now. So the goal, the way it looks like right now is probably going to be 2020 we'll go. And I was torn between going to Ghana or going to Kedu.
Should go to Nigeria.
Well, that's another thing. I got friends all over here, so I'm trying to work it out right now.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my Africa before you decide to go, especially my beautiful country, Nigeria. We are good people and we are great nations. We have really, really good food. The food is fantastic. I would say when you go to Nigeria, don't forget to go to Lagos.
Okay.
Usually people arrive Lagos or they arrive Abuja, you know. But there's also a place called in Cross River, and there's a place in Akwa Ibom, and there's a place called Ogudukato Ranch.
Okay.
Those are like places you should visit when you come to Nigeria. And don't forget to buy the clothes, because you know they are beautiful. They have vibrant colors, like what you're wearing.
Yes.
And we love to party.
Yeah. Well, I like that too.
We work, but we party. It's not the same kind of party you have here, because people here just, because I've been to different parties here, people are just like, you know, standing like, no. In Nigeria, like we dance. We dance the shuku dance.
Yeah.
We dance the azonto. We dance the tiga, you know.
Okay.
We like really party. So when you go to Nigeria, you will love it. So I would advise that you really go to Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, and that brings me to my next questions. Like the African marketplace, is this something you want to continue, like in the next 5 years? Do you think you still have the African marketplace?
The way I see it, it's a necessary thing that we have to have, because we don't have many places where many spaces that we can go to as a people till we can congregate and have discussions about the challenges that we face, and to actually show our youth on how they could be business leaders and develop businesses, and they could see themselves as a business person, because you see the faces in there, and as you know, the vendors in there are African, and they see those people, and that's important, because children tend to do more about what they see people doing than what you say. So that's important that we show them. Frederick Douglass said that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And that's something that I'm passionate about, the youth. If we get the youth's mind right, then the future is bright.
So when you get old, are you going to pass it on? Oh.
That right there is probably what's going to happen. I end up passing the torch along, because I have a couple of people I'm grooming now, setting them up to take it over, because I got something else I want to work on.
You got something that's coming on?
Yes.
Another project?
Yes.
You want to talk about it?
It has to do with the MyAFA,
Okay.
the transatlantic trade thing, and getting into that. I want to bring in some youth. That's going to be youth in there. It's going to be youth driven, and we're going to look at some of our ancient heroes like Queen Nzinga, Imhotep. We're going to go into it. We're going to go into some history, and we're going to have them present poetry or rap in the name of those individuals.
Okay, like when it comes to like promoting the event, I know it's usually fourth Saturdays and third Saturdays. Like I found it, I would say by mistake, because that's what I found it, because if you have something that beautiful, because I was really impressed when I got there. Of course, I was a vendor there like once or twice, you know, and I'm still going to be there for the first we'll next
be there
month.
The 4th.
Yeah, I'll be there on the 4th. So like people, people like me, because when I found it, I was very happy. So people like me out there looking for this kind of events to attend and stuff. Like, what are you doing, like, when it comes to promoting it? Because this is Sacramento. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know about this.
Yes.
And so what plans do you have? Because because Africans here needs to know their roots.
Yes.
They need to know their culture. They need to understand, because when anybody walks in there and with everything going on there, you will feel at home. Like I felt at home. Do you understand? So what are you doing to make sure that this thing goes like, and are you thinking of maybe taking it to some other part of California, like, because in the Bay Area, I know we have a lot of Africans.
Yeah.
I mean, so what are you doing? Like, you just want to be in that place, just enjoying yourself, or do you intend to?
Well, actually, with the African marketplace, I've had several people reach out to me in different states, and they actually have been building their own African marketplaces. They call it different things. Pop-up shops, weekend markets, but they actually came to me. I sent them the information on how I got the market going, and I I coaches them from a distance. So I got a young lady in Philadelphia, she's building one. I got a guy in, I believe he's in Charlotte. He just started a pop-up thing, and he sent me the little flyer just thanking me for the information I shared. But as far as me going around like maybe try to create a franchise thing, I don't see nothing like that. I'll support anybody that want to do it because it's a lot of hard work.
I know.
And you have to be consistent. And not many people are ready to make the sacrifices to do something like that.
Yeah, because people are busy too sometimes. So.
Yeah.
So what about when I ask a question like promoting it? What are you doing?
So as far as promoting, we use the local station KDEE 97.5. They promote us each week. We also use this paper. We just started using this paper in the pocket area. It goes to each house in the pocket area. We got a whole sheet, and it's showing some of our vendors, and it's showing also the market. So we got that going. I got a young lady, she's got us hooked up with some Twitter. I'm ignorant on that stuff. Twitter, Instagram, and then of course Facebook.
Snapchat.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they're there. She probably, my manager, she's going into all that. And of course we do flyers, a lot of word of mouth. So we're going on 4 years now, and I feel like we're just starting to scratch the surface.
Okay, I just wanted to know, what is something you know about Africa or something you didn't know about Africa that you've just learned?
Something that I just learned
that
about
surprises
Africa?
you about Africa. I mean, ever since you started this.
Well, I think the biggest thing I learned about Africa is that a lot of the Africans in Africa don't really know a lot about their ancient history. Is because I thought about it, and I said, oh, that's right, because the colonization, the same thing. You kind of went through something different. It's kind of the same what we went through here, but a little different. But so you didn't, I say that like the Africans in Africa, their history was taken away. So they still have some history and culture because they're there with their language. And the language, that's what bonds you and glue you together. If you got the language and the culture you can work with. So that surprised me. That surprised me because I talked to some of the, like I say, hey, how's Kemet? You ever been there? And they say, what's Kemet? You know, a lot of people, what's Kemet? I say, it's Egypt. Oh, you know, so.
You know, the thing to explain that to you, I think, you know, because some of the African countries were colonized by, like especially in Nigeria, were colonized by the Britain. So, you know, we tend to like English in Nigeria is supposed to be the generally accepted language. Do you understand? So because of the people, you know. So but then I think some kids, I think I blame the parents too somehow. Like, you know, they don't teach their children the language. They just let them, you know, just continue that way. Yeah, but that's anyway. I think that's something.
So what's the number one language y'all speak
in Nigeria? We have 3 major ethnic groups. Well, we have a lot of them, but the 3 major ones are the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Hausa. So, but even at that, if I have to communicate with a Yoruba person, I have to speak English. If I have to communicate with an Hausa person, I have to speak English. So English is the generally accepted language. Yeah. But from my culture, like, you know, you have to raise your child to be able to know Igbo. Like I'm Igbo and I speak Igbo really, really good. So on a lighter note, what do you do? Like when you're not working, contracting, or African marketplace, what do you do?
Well, I got a lot of things I do. Well, you know, I got a wife, so right there, I'm a husband. And then I have a daughter just graduated from college, so I'm still coaching her from a distance. Okay. She's getting ready to work on her real estate license, so me and her got some investment ideas, some things we want to do up here in the Sacramento area. I'm always coming up with some things to do. Like I said, I'm an investor, so I'm looking back to get back into real estate investing.
Okay, thank you so much for coming today.
Okay.
I am honored when I see people doing things to promote African culture. It makes me happy. That is the reason why my husband decided to come up with this show, Kedu Africa, because we realized that even Africans, Nigerians that we communicate with, that are actually Nigerians with Nigerian parents, they don't even know a lot of things about Africa. They don't know about their language. They don't know. And the news, they are not helping. I understand Africa is, you know, it's like, you know, there's some really poor, but Africans are really doing good things. Like they are really, really coming up with good things and making things happen, and yet nobody talks about it. So I'm really, really honored, and it's a pleasure to talk to you today.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So next on Kedu Africa, we have an upcoming artist, my girl from Niger. Her name is Chibuzor Sajindo, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
That was a great show.
I'm in the zone, these they know. I'm making moves that they know. Losing trees and I'm in the dough. Grind, don't stop, and my mind on top. It's a fuel in the fire cause my flow's too hot. Press my ass 24 cause the game don't stop. Yeah, my pitch too cute, but they teeth too sharp. Hola, so when I pull up, they gon' know when I roll up in a Rover or the Ferrari, step out, all turned up cause I don't play when it comes to the money or the come up. Got it every single day, putting on that roller coaster. I make faces, name tennis. Trying to be me, but they really running bases. Bend down, hustle, and you start from the basics. Soon I'll be on a dozen stacks of briefcases.
This is Killer B Sages, aka Buzo Sages, aka Chibuzor Chinelo or Sajindo. Please tune into Kedu Africa. It's amazing.
Hi, on this episode of Kedu Africa, so you know how, first of all, let me say this. You know how we follow Africans wherever they are doing things like entertainment, culture, achievement. Watch out for this one. She's on fire. Anyway, so today in the studio with me is my beautiful girl. She was
Hi.
You're welcome to the studio, my darling. So how are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. So she's Nigerian. She
am.
can speak Igbo, and she's a Pidgin. So, this is not going to be like all the serials, Kedu Africa thing I do. We'll be gisting and chatting, doing our thing until Niger babes will be. Do you understand? So first of all, I'm going to start by letting you introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, for me, my name is Chibuzor Chinelo or Sajindo.
Okay.
I was born January 28, 1998. And, I've had, a lot of interests in life, especially when it, comes to my music. Because, ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted, to be that TV star or that, that artist, that it girl, you know what I'm saying? So, so like I've been rapping like since I was like about 13 years old. And, I would just freestyle to beats kind of, and I always watched a lot of Nicki Minaj because like she really like opened the door for me. Like she really led the way for me. Like,
oh, you really, really like her
I love
kind of
her
music.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, you're African. That's the reason why you're on this show, right? So we go about looking for Africans that are doing things. When I saw your music, I'm like, oh my God. So, and I also know that right now you're not doing it full time.
No, I'm not.
So is there any reason why you're not doing it full time? Because I understand from my African background, I always wanted to do fashion and everything, but my mom, she wouldn't let me. She wanted her degree.
I am currently in a nursing program, getting my nursing degree, and will further my education at a UC. Okay. Right now I'm going to a private college for the LVN program, and maybe a year from now I'll be going to do my registered nursing, get my bachelor's degree, and keep chasing my music.
Okay, with the kind of music you have, with what I see, and because I know you're actually going places, so if you because it's gonna take off definitely, that one I know. So what are you gonna do with your nursing? How are you gonna break
for my
myself?
nursing? Well, I do tend to use it, especially in Nigeria. When there's just volunteer work, in hospitals and care for the underprivileged people and
So how did you get into rap music? Did you always know that you can do it, or just?
I was scared at first, coming out, being the only female, especially in my school, because a lot of the guys rapped in high school and everything. But, I was really scared of, coming out, being the only female to take this chance. And then I would watch a lot of Nicki Minaj and just see how she, she carries herself, with all that confidence, and, she's so powerful and beautiful. And, not even just Nicki Minaj, other, individuals like Serena Williams, she gives me confidence, even, at her status and, everything that she does, she just does it perfectly and executes perfectly. So I also look at other individuals, not only, in the music industry, but I also look at individuals, that have proven themselves to be, strong and powerful, beautiful women.
So, like the Nigerian music industry is really, really doing well, and the guys are getting all kinds of awards, and that really, really. So, do you think at some point you want to be able to do something in Nigeria, or will it just be here? Like,
no, I do plan on going back home to, create my fan base and, get myself situated, hopefully. Because there's no place like home, right?
Yeah, I know, but I know it's like a lot of work. So
it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be, because doing the things we do, like me trying to break through the fashion industry, or even like when I started this show, like I'm still like, it's gonna take time to convince people that I'm really good. But from my point of view, I don't think you have that problem. Listening to your music, like I showed everyone I know. So I think you should just go for it. You don't have to wait. It's good to finish education because it's really, really important. But then I think you should, run with this. No, don't slow down. So
never
like,
slow down.
Yeah, on like a lighter note, what do you do when you're not doing music and when you're not studying for your nursing program and everything?
I do love playing sports. So in my spare time, when I do have it, I would, go to the basketball court, or I do go to CrossFit where I, train, just to keep fit.
So what is your favorite African food?
Favorite African food? Omono soup
Hey.
and eba.
What about artists? Do you have any favorite African artists?
Favorite African artists? Oh, there are plenty. I like Fino, Olamide, Sakodi, all those great guys.
So,
Tiwa Savage.
Oh, I love Tiwa Savage.
She's so great. I love her.
So now, like, because I've been talking about this music, I'm sure someone watching will be like, okay, what is this thing that is on fire? So, if you can, is it possible to like just, do a little freestyling for me?
I'm in the zone, these they know. I'm making moves that they slow. Losing to trees and I'm in the dough. Grind, don't stop, and my mind on top. It's a fuel in the fire cause my flow's too hot. Press my ass 24 cause the game don't stop. Yeah, my pitch too cute, but they teeth too sharp. Hola, so when I pull up, they gon' know when I roll up in a Rover or the Ferrari, step out, all turned up cause I don't play when it comes to the money or the come up. Got it every single day, putting on that roller coaster. I make faces, game tennis. Trying to be me, but they really running bases. Bend down, hustle, and you start from the basics. Soon I'll be on a dozen stacks of briefcases.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I am so honored. I'm so happy you're here. I love your kind of music, and thank you for coming out here. What you're doing is going to help other Africans who are raised here. I'm actually happy that you can speak Igbo and you can speak Pidgin and you even know Obono soup. Some people don't know. So I'm really, really happy that you came out here to come and do this. You can just help us encourage other people. So all you African beautiful people out there, bring all your groove, bring all your culture thing, bring all your achievements, and come, let's work together and show our beautiful Africa to the world. Thank you so much. Hi, so on every episode of Kedu Africa, we bring you like 2-3 minutes clips of fashion ideas. Let's say you're planning to go to any African event. Now it's summer, so we decided to bring you something that you might be able to wear and feel comfortable in an African event. The models are here with me. I'm going to start with Sandra. So, Sandra, she's wearing African pleat skirt with a black skirt. This is very simple, something you can actually wear on any kind of summer events. And then usually it's Nigerian plain. It's made up out of Nigerian plain. And then Ellie, she's wearing fabric called Kente. Kente is originally from Ghana. Usually Africans we are known to wear Buba, tie and dye and all those kind of things, but recently African fashion has really evolved. So people are making all kinds of things with their African friends. People are making all kinds of beautiful styles, and it's really nice. And finally, if you have like a very serious event, you have a party, you have a wedding, and that is where my girl Chibuzor comes in. This is the kind of thing you should wear to your African events. So thank you so much for joining us today, and every week I'm gonna be bringing you little tips, fashion ideas on what to wear to an African event. Next week we're gonna show you all kinds of head wraps. Yeah, I know you guys like that. Okay, why don't you just wait for it? Thank you so much for joining me today.
Lirato, say now who born you, now who get to you, now who born this African queen from a hood. When I look at you, girl, I feel so good. Heaven knows I'm saying the truth. Yeah. Heaven knows I'm saying the truth. Yeah. Yeah, now. See, can I know you more fresh, baby? Cause you look like an angel that was missing. Girl, you fine past American beauty. Say now who born this African queen? Girl, I love your dimple with no pimples. You know I'm single, so let's mingle. We go be one couple, we go stay away from trouble, from bad people. Maybe we go jungle. Girl, to make you feel alright, I will build my pillars around you, because say now you be my bride. Girl, I go guide and protect you. But now who born you? Now who get to you? Now who born this African queen from a hood? When I look at you, girl, I feel so good. Heaven knows I'm saying the truth. I feel okay for you with no stress, cause you be one up into my princess. Now you they hide me like a goof, and you they make me love you like Kedu. Wait, now who born you? Now who get to you? Now who born this African queen from a hood? When I look at you, girl, I feel so good. Heaven knows I'm saying the truth. I feel okay for you.